All right, welcome to another edition of The Road Back, brought to you by Club and Resort Business, Club and Resort Chef, and the Club and Resort Chef Association. Today's edition of The Road Back is sponsored by Club Procure, a food buy company. Their membership spans from coast to coast and ranges from 9-hole public facilities to elite private clubs. Members enjoy savings on programs from more than 100 suppliers. Leverage strategic relationships with well-known manufacturers and distributors and gain tremendous buying power within each area of your operation. A dedicated Club Procure team will be there to assist you with maximizing savings that fit your needs. Learn more at clubprocure.com. For today's fresh insight into how club and resort properties are meeting the challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic and finding new and innovative ways to boost business levels while they start to return to full operations, we're talking with Scott Harmelink, Director of Golf at Green Valley in Sioux City, Iowa. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Rob. Glad to be here.
Hey, Scott, the reason we're talking to you is because you've safely hosted tournaments in the post-pandemic era. How have you done that?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if it's post-pandemic. It was kind of in the middle of it, and as we still are. But I've had 4 tournaments now that I've hosted, including a club championship, a tournament called the Tri-State Masters, which we held back in May, and then I had 2 scramble tournaments. So it was a 2-man scramble and a 4-man. One of them had 136 players, and Rob, it's the actual Tri-State Masters. I had 2 players come from. One came from Tennessee and one came from Washington D.C. They're both good players. They played at Lipscomb University in Nashville. Got to know them a little bit, and they came and played in this tournament because they were unable to find anything else to play in nationwide, as an amateur, for an amateur event. And there's not much going on around here either, and I'm not trying to be a renegade, but I'll stand up to anybody that challenges how we could do this safely, because we absolutely can. And I think that any golf course can do this safely, as long as the whether it be a federal or a state mandate, we're following all these rules. And as we all know, there's just nothing else not much else to do in this country as far as an athletic event. And you can do it at a golf course. We have hundreds of acres out here, and it's just the check-in process. And if you're going to be serving any food, those are the things you really got to pay attention to. Once you're forced and gets on the golf course with single riders, which we're not enforcing anymore, but we were earlier, you can absolutely do this safely.
So what have you done differently with that check-in process and with the F&B side? If you've done the F&B after the tournaments or at the turns, what is different now than it was prior to? We have a lot of leagues down here at Green Valley also, and I started those. We postponed them for a couple of weeks, starting into the year in April. The shotgun leagues we stayed away from. Here in Iowa, things started to loosen up a little bit in terms of what restaurants could do, bars could do, and golf courses could do. At that point, we did start the shotgun leagues, but we're doing it differently. We have my busiest league is a league I have on Thursday nights, and it's a 5:30 shotgun. There's 60 guys, and we just have them. We set up check-in stations outside. I have all my food and beverage employees. We have, whether it be 6 packs of beer, we have pop out there where they can. Not everyone has to come in all at the same time, because it gets very hectic in years past at 5:15 to 5:30 when everybody shows up. But now we have them outside, and that's just the way you're going to have to do it for the time being. With these shotgun starts, you can't have everybody come inside, and you have to follow those social distancing rules, and we're able to do that. We have a large area out in front of the clubhouse, and it affords us places where we can set up different stations, and that's the way we're handling those shotgun tournaments. As far as the food goes, I do like to offer food for all of our tournaments, and I enjoy cooking. I really do. But for these tournaments that I've had, especially earlier, we didn't want to gather upstairs in the restaurant, so we just set up grills outside. And as players were making the turn from 9 to 10, they would be able to grab a burger or brat, whatever we're cooking out there. And we serve them in to-go boxes. It's all safe. We put the bun in a Ziploc bag. I got the napkins in there. Everything is self-contained, and I'm very proud to say it's, we followed every rule down here.
Terrific. Have you had to train your staff any differently?
Just for everything I just described, of course, we went over that with all the staff, and I got a great staff. They're fast learners. We really didn't run into any problems whatsoever.
That's great. Hey, I first became familiar with you because of the night range. You transformed an old driving range. Lights were still working. You prettied it up. You put some music out there. You did all kinds of great things. Is that still going on in post-lockdown?
Yep. Thank you for that. And to answer your question, in 2020, haven't done anything with the night range yet. It's like golf all across the country. It's been crazy down here, crazy busy, and I'm happy to say that. But with the night range situation, I want to give it a little bit more time. There'd be too many. Frankly, there'd just be too many people in one spot at one time on that driving range. Our driving range, as I told you before, it's not very big. A lot of things about it I don't like. But yeah, in the past, we'd set up music down there. We'd put a bar up down there. We'd have food down there. And it's been very appealing to some of the corporations here in town that have taken advantage of that. But as of yet, in 2000, haven't had anything. We're all hoping that this situation eases, and certainly once that does, I'm going to get back into that night range, either for the public or for the corporate events. I had three corporate events that were scheduled this spring that have all, one of them canceled, two of them have postponed to a later date in September. So I think everybody's, understandably a little wary about that, and we're going to open that up when I think the time is right.
Sure. Hey, we'll get you out on this one. Any advice to your fellow pros out there, directors of golf, in hosting these tournaments and keeping your members and your staff safe?
It's all about the preparation for how you run that tournament. And if you prepare properly, and if you think about what really needs to get done and where the problem areas might occur, if you get too many people in one place at one time, and what you can do to change that and combat that. And I think we've done a really good job of that down here. I think most courses still have the foam in the cups, and we've never been absolutely mandated to put that in there. Golf courses, at least of the golf course operators that I know in the area, they're doing some of these things voluntarily, and we're all trying to be on the same page, because as anyone that runs a golf course has a responsibility to follow these rules and to keep things absolutely as safe for people that visit your facility as possible. And word gets around, and certainly I think that the word has gotten around that we are running a good operation down here during this terrible time, and it's safe, and it truly is. There's we got a big golf course here, and there's hundreds of acres out there, and it's just it's one of the few things that you can do with that it's enjoyable and it's athletic. There just isn't a whole lot you can do, and you can sure do it on a golf course if it's done properly.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching. If you've got a great idea or a success story you'd like to share, please contact us at editor@clubandresortbusiness.com. Thanks again to Club Procure for sponsoring this episode, and we'll see you soon.